Namaskar viewers, hello and welcome to Sansad TV. I am Tina Jha, you're watching Perspective. India is the most diverse nation in the world and the Northeast is the most diverse region of our nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said this while inaugurating the Rising Northeast Investors Summit 2025 in New Delhi. Emphasizing the vast potential spanning trade, tradition, textiles and tourism, the Prime Minister stated that the region's diversity is not just something to celebrate, it's a strength to build on. He described the Northeast as the embodiment of Ashtalakshmi, bringing prosperity, energy and opportunity, and emphasized that every Northeastern state is ready to lead, ready to grow and ready for investment. Underlining the critical role of Eastern India in achieving a Viksit Bharat, the Prime Minister spoke of the Northeast as its most vital component. Listen in.
साथियों, विकसित भारत के निर्माण के लिए पूर्वी भारत का विकसित होना बहुत जरूरी है और नॉर्थ ईस्ट पूर्वी भारत का सबसे अहम अंग है। हमारे लिए इसका मतलब सिर्फ एक दिशा नहीं है, हमारे लिए ईस्ट का मतलब है एम्पावर, एक्ट, स्ट्रेंथन एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म। पूर्वी भारत के लिए यही हमारी सरकार की नीति है। यही पॉलिसी, यही प्रायोरिटी आज पूर्वी भारत को, हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को ग्रोथ के सेंटर स्टेज पर लेकर आई है। साथियों, पिछले 11 वर्षों में जो परिवर्तन नॉर्थ ईस्ट में आया है वो केवल आंकड़ों की बात नहीं है, इस जमीन पर महसूस होने वाला बदलाव है। हमने नॉर्थ ईस्ट के साथ केवल योजनाओं के माध्यम से रिश्ता नहीं जोड़ा, हमने दिल से रिश्ता बनाया है।
The Prime Minister also took the opportunity to highlight the transformative changes witnessed in the Northeast over the past 11 years. He said the government's engagement with the region goes beyond policy measures, fostering a heartfelt connection with its people. The Prime Minister also underscored the over 700 visits made by Union Ministers to the Northeast, demonstrating the government's commitment to understanding the land, witnessing the aspirations in people's eyes and translating that trust into developmental policies. So we are going to talk about how these measures are helping the Northeast emerge as the front runner in India's growth story and how business leaders can unite in driving growth in this region. Joining me are two distinguished guests. So let me begin the program by introducing them to you. I'm delighted to have Mr. Sandeep Khaitan, Vice Chairman, Northeast Council, ASSOCHAM, and Mr. Bajrang Lohia, President, Federation of Industry and Commerce of Northeastern Region. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Welcome to Sansad TV. Mr. Lohia, allow me to begin the program with you. First, your thoughts on the Rising Northeast Investors Summit. The Prime Minister called this more than a summit. He called it a movement. What, according to you, makes this moment a true turning point for the Northeastern region?
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, I think the Northeast has arrived on the scene. We are seeing the Northeast has come to the center stage of the industrial map now, and the government initiative of the summit, Rising Northeast, brings all the 8 states, which our Honorable Prime Minister has coined the Ashtalakshmi. And this summit has brought all the 8 states to one platform. And in the last 10 years, we have seen that Northeast, which there was a perspective that Northeast is very backward or people won't invest in Northeast. But now the Northeast is looking up. The government is taking serious initiatives. The infrastructure has changed a lot. There's a great push in the infrastructure. the roads, the bridges, the connectivity, everything is now at the national level, we can say. And now industries, investments are coming in the Northeast, which shows that Northeast has now arrived on the center stage.
Okay, Mr. Khaitan, from look east to act east and now lead east. Are we witnessing the Northeastern region's rise as a growth engine for Viksit Bharat? What are your views?
It goes without saying that the last decade has been transformative in the Northeast. And we being born there, we have been witness to the changes which have happened real time. He perhaps reflected on it, and the way he had told it that, he is treating Northeast, the Northeast from being the last frontier, and now has become the, beacon light. It has become the entry gate. So that is the change of perspective which has happened, and that he has ensured. The Honorable Prime Minister has ensured by seeing that his entire government machinery gives a lot of focus on implementation of projects and plans in the Northeast. Now, he did mention, and we have been witness to more than 700 visits of ministers in the region, and not only visits, he has ensured that they stay overnight, and stay overnight not in the main cities, but on small, pockets of the Northeast, which has enhanced the understanding of the region in policy making, and which is reflected in the kind of policy making which is there, and implementation of projects which are seeing on ground. The remarkable difference which we see now on ground is that projects which are announced, they take off immediately and are finished within a time frame. There may be some minor delays here and there, but projects they are implemented. Northeast now has got a very good policy support also from the central government in form of the Unnati scheme, which is there, in fact, which is an exclusive scheme. I do not think any other state in the country has access to this kind of industrial policy support. It is a testimony to the government's effort in, eradicating, almost completely eradicating the militancy or the insurgency which used to be there in the Northeast. It is just like, any other state in the country. Its diversity was celebrated and emphasized. And within it, the Honorable Prime Minister laid a lot of emphasis on the, eco-tourism, cultural tourism, its scope for, wellness centers in the Northeast, which is there. And these minor things were, laid a lot of emphasis on. And the very fact that all the chief ministers and all industry captains were present out here. And this event, it comes in close heels of another very large event which had happened in Assam less than 3 months back. So following it up was also something which is, hammering the fact that the Northeast has arrived.
So, Mr. Khaitan, the Prime Minister also highlighted the infrastructure revolution that the Northeastern region has witnessed. If I may ask you a related question on, with major upgrades in infrastructure, also better ease of doing business, what, according to you, are the most exciting sectors for investors today in this region?
See, the most exciting thing about investors in this region is that Northeast is no longer a far-flung land, a unknown land. People who come and visit there and who come to know that they feel that, there are many advantages in the Northeast which are not even there in many other parts of the country. Labor problems are almost unheard of in the Northeast. Land is available. The people are really very hardworking and diligent. In fact, the human power of Northeast is seen across the sectors in the country. And when it is a question of industry and enterprise in the Northeast, investors are seeing the value of it, which gets coupled with the policy support which is there.
Okay,
so,
also get Mr.
as far as infrastructure, you have said now.
Yes,
as far as the infrastructure, we have seen a large number of infrastructure projects, especially in the 70 years, we had only 3 bridges in Brahmaputra. Last 11 years, we had another 4 of them, and the work on another 4-5 of them will be commencing very soon. Regarding, there's been a huge number of other projects in railway and highway projects. Connectivity has seen a lot of thrust. So we see that infrastructure sector in the Northeast is moving like never before.
Certainly. I'll also get a perspective from Mr. Lohia on the connectivity aspect. From highways to fiber optics, Mr. Lohia, the Northeast is truly undergoing an infrastructure revolution. How is this changing the ground reality for businesses, for entrepreneurs?
Yeah, the road connectivity has seen a transformation like anything. I mean, now from Guwahati to Itanagar, one can reach in 4 hours, which would take around 10 hours before this road connectivity was there. The rail connectivity has gone up. In the UDAN scheme, we have connectivity for flights throughout the Northeast. So we could never imagine that a truck from Mumbai could reach Northeast in 5 days, which would take around 15 days. With the transformation of the connectivity of the roads, now the material can reach us in 5 to 6 days from even as far as Mumbai. So obviously this adds up to the business ease of doing business in Northeast. The internet connectivity, everything is seen a lot of positive growth in the Northeast, I would say.
Mr. Lohia, if I may also ask you, as the president of the Federation of Industry and Commerce of the Northeastern region, how does your organization contribute to fostering industrial growth, addressing also the specific needs of the Northeastern community?
So, Federation of Industries of Northeastern region, FINER as we say, we have around more than 400 members across the industrial landscape, from small industries to PSUs to all other sectors. And the main focus of our federation is policy making, helping government to make policies, the industries which are coming up, and holding them, bringing new investments. And of late, you have seen that the biggest private sector investment from Tata's, the semiconductor plant. Nobody would have thought that a 27,000 crore project would come to Assam. So that is a big anchor, I would say, that gives the message to the entire country that now Assam and Northeast, now people can come, put up industries. There is no disturbance. The ground reality, ground level, there is absolutely no insurgency. It's one of the best places to do business in the country.
Mr. Khaitan, the fact that we're discussing about the Northeastern region, which the Prime Minister describes as Ashtalakshmi, we are talking about the infrastructure revolution that the region is witnessing. There is the confidence in the region is at an all-time high, and we want this region to be the gateway to ASEAN as well. Amidst all of this, for now, investment is the focus, because that's what the Rising Northeast Investors Summit also spoke about. What role does ASSOCHAM play in facilitating investments and ensuring that the environment is conducive for businesses?
See, ASSOCHAM is a all India body which has got members across the country, and ASSOCHAM Northeast tries to bridge the connect from the all India to the Northeast specific ventures. So we play a very important role in our members who look at Northeast, whatever issue. It provides a connect between the local laws, the local realities with the all India players actually.
Mr. Lohia, the MSMEs are also vital to the Northeast economy. What strategies are in place to support these enterprises, particularly in accessing the markets, also adopting the new technologies, because technology is what is also changing the rules of the game?
Yeah, basically Northeast, majority of the enterprises fall into the MSME category, because the small industries and the medium industries are the majority of the industries.
Yes.
And with IT sector looking up, we have very young population, and all are literate, I would say more literate people in Northeast. So I think IT is the sector where we can really excel. Our young girls and boys and girls are really given an opportunity. They can really do really wonders in the Northeast.
Okay, a related question, Mr. Khaitan, if I may ask you, because there are also significant investments from larger conglomerates like the Vedanta Group, like the Adanis in the Northeast. How do you foresee these larger investments impacting the local businesses, startups, entrepreneurs in the region?
See, what happens, when a large unit comes up, it helps build up, units around it. One large unit enables many other units to come around it, We have seen this in cement sector, which has happened in the Northeast in a very big way over the last, 2 decades or 1.5 decades. Northeast being a net importer of cement is now an exporter of cement based on its internal resources. So these large units will not only provide employment and scaling up of the manpower support, it would provide a lot of ancillary units and connected units to come up. In fact, if you see now in Guwahati, we have around 11 or 12 new 5-star hotels coming up, which we never ever thought. For 70 years after independence, we did not have one single 5-star hotels.
Yes.
We have about 4 or 5 now, and we now have another 12 in construction and perhaps a few more in planning. So these are enabled by large units, showing interest, showing keen interest, and it also helps, developing the services in the region, to cater to these units. So we feel that large units coming up out there is also a very strong messaging. We had the Japanese coming up with full force out here in the Northeast to take up ventures out here. So the messaging which goes across is that, the Northeast means business. And it means business not only in the very large units, but there is ample scope on units which come up on the larger units also.
Mr. Lohia, you spoke about the youth and the talent that is coming out from the Northeastern region. The Prime Minister also laid particular stress on how the region's youth are no longer just job seekers. They're becoming startup founders, coders and creators. The question now is, how do we sustain this momentum? Also, what are the next steps for the Northeastern region to turn into a truly digital innovation zone?
Yeah, a lot of startups have already come up, and especially in Assam, there's a startup hub where a lot of young people are coming up with startups. I think hand-holding and maybe interaction with the more successful startups can be thought of. That can be really helpful.
Okay. The Prime Minister also spoke about Ashtalakshmi. He's referred to this region as Ashtalakshmi several times. So, which symbolizes 8 forms of wealth. In your view, how can each state in the Northeastern region harness its unique strength to contribute to this collective vision? Because when we say we are on path to becoming a Viksit Bharat, the Prime Minister stresses time and again that the northeastern part of the country is a vital component of that vision.
Yeah, every state in Northeast has got their own strengths. In Assam, we have tea, we have oil. In Tripura, we have gas. In Mizoram, there's a lot of potential for tourism. Tripura has immense rubber plantations and rubber possibilities, industries based on rubber. Arunachal, of course, a lot of tourism, so wildlife. So there's so much of possibility which is in the Northeast. And limestone, of course, in Meghalaya. So cement industries, and then so there's a lot of potential. We have to actually, Northeast has left behind for last 50, 60 years because there was insurgency, there was disturbance, nobody would come and invest in Northeast. But now every state, there's no insurgency in the entire Northeast. So now industrialists from outside are really coming up and putting up. We are seeing the change. Earlier, there were only small scale industries which were based out of only local entrepreneurs. But now people from the mainland want to invest. So I think that's the transformation which we are seeing. for the first time in last 2-3 years, we are seeing a lot of change in the Northeast, which is going to sustain. As Sandeep also told, we have a specific Unnati policy which gives a lot of incentives from the central government. This policy is only for the Northeast with tax benefits, and so government is serious, industrialists are serious. So I think things are going to change for the best.
Okay, Mr. Khaitan, considering the rich cultural diversity, something that Mr. Lohia spoke about, the Prime Minister said it's a strength that this region needs to build on. How can cultural integration be promoted alongside economic initiatives? Because we in India always talk about holistic regional development. The Prime Minister often speaks about that holistic development. So the challenge here is going to be that without losing the soul of the rich cultural diversity, we are promoting that alongside economic development.
When we talk about India, we talk about India as a multicultural confluence, and the same applies to Northeast. When we talk about Northeast, it is not only a simulation of 8 states. Within states, there are many tribal cultures, many tribal, specialities, which we have been able to, they have a special significance, and the states have been able to, nurture each of their cultural aspects, and we see that it forms a beautiful bouquet. Now, this cultural thing, as far as, even if you see in service sector industries, in people who speak English as their first language, which becomes very important in terms of, industry and, opportunities. The culture in terms of, the festivals out there, Bihu or the other festivals in the Northeast, they become an integral part of developing the entire ecosystem and, tourism or showcasing the region for the people, and also brings around, university and diversity for the Northeast.
Okay, to wrap up the conversation, Mr. Lohia, I'll take one last question. The last 11 years, there's been remarkable transformation in our country's Northeast. 10 years down the line, say, when we look back, what will be the biggest success story of the Northeast transformation?
I feel the most important thing, most transformation which we will see in the next 10 years is tourism in the Northeast is, I feel, which is going to change everything in Northeast, because India is such a vast country and people are going all over the world. But I can tell you that Northeast is no less in beauty or the facilities. People can experience everything which they experience outside the world, outside India, in the Northeast. So I think that the tourism is going to see a great change in the Northeast. And of course, industries will come up on the local raw materials and local. So I think the Northeast, with the infrastructure push, with the road connectivity and with all the connectivity, air connectivity, people from entire Northeast, entire India, and of course even abroad will come to Northeast and see how we have wildlife, we have snows, we have hills, we have river tourism. What we don't have in the Northeast. Everything is in the Northeast. So I feel that there's a great opportunity for tourism in the next 10 years.
Mr. Khaitan, one concluding comment from you. Vision towards becoming a Viksit Bharat with the Northeast playing a vital component in it. How can the government, industry, as well as the civil society continue to work together to ensure that we not just sustain this momentum of transformation, but we also accelerate it towards our goal?
The government has to ensure that the good work continues, and not only that the good work is there, but also it has to be imbibed. That it has to percolate down the government system, in organizations, government institutions, in corporates, sending the best people to the Northeast to work out there. Sending best people to the Northeast should be as a matter of policy. We, for last 60, 70 years, we have been seeing, before this government had come, that Northeast was a place where, punishment postings were a bane, which has been corrected and which is perhaps, the reason why we see a lot of work being done. So going ahead, we see a lot of, cohesion between the three sectors actually.
Absolutely. And right, like the Prime Minister said, it has today become the frontier of India's growth. And we hope that with accelerated efforts, we will be able to together achieve the vision of Viksit Bharat with the Northeast, which is the jewel in our crown, playing a very, very vital role in that vision. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the program, sharing your thoughts, your views with us and our viewers. Really appreciate you joining despite your hectic schedules. And with that, viewers, it's a wrap on this edition of Perspective. Thank you very much for your time as well.
To watch more programs of Sansad TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to like and share them.